An arboretum is sort of like a botanical garden that focuses on woody plants like trees and shrubs. This property that the Arboretum is located on was the old Mullis Farm. And the university bought this originally when they were looking for a site to build a physical plant. But because of issues with the soil being very unstable here and the access across the creek, they ended up not using this and purchasing the land on George Wallace for the physical plant. That's a pitcher plant bog. Pitcher plants are insectivorous plants. They capture and eat insects and other small organisms. But since the pitcher plants are native to this area of the state and they're so unique and interesting, we wanted to go ahead and create a small bog until we have the resources to clear out and reestablish the main bog. During the 1970s and 80s, Dr. Wayne Adams in the biology department started bringing his classes out here and using this as an area to teach things like environmental science and field vertebrate zoology and some of the other classes. And he really spearheaded the drive to make this into an arboretum. And in 1987, I was hired as the first arboretum director, and we've worked on establishing trails, planting plants out here on the 75 acres. The pond is about 2.5 acres in size. It sits almost in the center of the arboretum. All of our trails radiate out from the pond. We have 2 half-mile long trails, the Magnolia Loop and the Meadow Loop, and several shorter trails that come off from those. The pond is used for classes such as limnology and environmental science. Those are tree frog refuges. In field vertebrate zoology, we collect and identify different species of animals. And one way for getting tree frogs is put up these tubes. There's water in the bottom of it, so it creates kind of a humid environment in there. And the frogs will crawl down in those tubes, and they're much easier to find. And we used to have school programs where we had about 20,000 school kids from throughout Southeast Alabama to come here for environmental education programs. And originally there was no facilities out here. We had to stop the buses on campus and take all of the kids to the bathroom up there. Those are called turkey tails. They kind of resemble the tail feathers on a turkey. They're a species of mushroom. That's actually the fruiting body. The main part of the mushroom actually is inside of the rotting log, and it's breaking down and recycling the wood. In the mid-1990s, I was transferred from being Arboretum director to being full-time teaching in the biology department, and the upkeep of the area was turned over to the physical plant. And unfortunately, nothing much happened out here. So when we got control back at the beginning of this year, we've been trying to get everything back up to a usable state. The bridge to the pond had rotted, the deck in the building had rotted and was dangerous. The amphitheater was unusable. All of the trails, we have about 12 miles of trails, they were all overgrown. Priority was just basically getting the area where it was usable. So we've cleared the undergrowth and cut everything back away from the building and the pond and opened the trails back up. And after that, we've been looking for funding sources to get some of the other projects done. That is reindeer moss. It's actually a lichen. It's not a real moss. And a lichen is a organism that's composed of 2 different things. It has a fungus and an algae growing together in a relationship where both benefit, which is called symbiosis. We want to get it back into something that Troy can be proud of, that is usable not only by the biology department, by other departments at the university, but also the general public.